that I actually attended, so that everybody at, well, so everybody at hockey practice could know that I will text Dave as soon as we leave here, and I can. Just get that out there right now. Unless it's a bail. I mean, if it's a bail.
I call the meeting to order. First, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you all for coming tonight. This is our regular meeting on November 12th, due to Veterans Day yesterday. We moved it to tonight. Lisa, roll call, please.
Benson. Here. Brunick.
Here.
Sarda. Here. Hanoff.
Here.
Minor. Here. Mosier. Here. Villanueva.
Present.
Weber. Here. Mayor Schramm.
Here.
City Manager Leon.
Here.
City Attorney Denherter.
Here. And I would be remiss if I did not wish our finance officer a happy birthday today.
I think we should sing happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lisa. Happy birthday to you.
Sorry, I had to embarrass you just a little bit.
Yankton Fire Department is here on standby in case we actually have the cake lit. Oh, no. No, she's a lot younger than me, but.
I did not ask.
Oh, man.
Minutes.
Yes. Before you have the minutes of our previous meeting, October 28th, and the work session minutes. What is the pleasure of the commission?
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Minutes are approved. We have scheduled bills in front of us. What is the pleasure of the commission?
Move to pay the bills. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Weber. Aye. Benson.
Aye.
Brunick.
Aye.
Sarda. Aye. Hanoff.
Aye.
Minor. Aye. Mosier.
Aye.
Villanueva.
Aye.
Mayor Schramm.
Aye. Bills will be paid. Moving on to the city manager's report.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor, members of the commission and public. Couple things for you this evening. Want to visit with you about the fact that we have forthcoming our city Christmas party. That is going to be on Friday, December the 6th. The holiday parade of lights is the 5th, which is Thursday. If you would like to attend the Christmas party, noticing to the media that there could be a quorum, but you should email Colleen. You could also contact myself. We do have an RSVP so we can get a food count. So encourage all the commissioners and a guest if they'd like to attend. Also want to visit with you a little bit about the election, and we all heard enough about it, but all I want to talk about is an impact from the result of the vote on IM-28. You agreed to, if IM-128, or if IM-28 passed or failed, that you would sit back down with the labor union and revisit wages. So we're going to talk a little bit about that with the AFSCME union this week, and then we'll be bringing a proposal back to you so we can get that going before the end of the year, depending upon what we negotiate. So just so you remember that. So we'll make the public aware of that there'll be a wage resolution forthcoming. Tonight, we're going to talk about the first reading of changes to the administrative code. And there's a couple of major things, and I know tonight's just an introduction, so you probably won't discuss it at length, so I just want to give the public and you a heads up. A couple major things to look at, I think, major changes in that code. The first would be the dollar amounts under which Lisa and/or I, or in some cases the deputy finance officer, can sign off on bills. That code hasn't been updated for a long time, and we felt that it was time to up those dollar amounts. So we want to talk to you about those things and perhaps change that in the code of ordinances. Second thing is a meeting time. So we talked earlier at a work session about changing the regular city commission meeting time to 6 p.m. instead of 7 p.m. So if you move through this public hearing process in a couple weeks, and if you pass that, that would start on January 1st. So just wanting to say that publicly so you can get feedback from the public, as I'm sure they're not digging into all the changes in the administrative code, because some of them are pretty boring. But take a look. There's both a red line version in that as well as a clean version. The other big change is how commissioners can place something on the agenda. And having sort of a vague understanding of past practices, I think your feedback on our work session was, let's make that clear and let's make that a little more concise and more understandable. And there was always been this kind of underlying understanding, let's have two commissioners want something on a commission, on an agenda before it's placed on an agenda. As it's written now, with notice, any commissioner can contact Lisa or I to put something on the agenda. We would schedule it according to a calendar where we could give it time to make sure we do the proper research, provide proper background information to the rest of the commission, have clarity on what it is you're interested in finding out or asking the rest of the commission. That's how it's written today. You can change that if you want to go with the two-person rule. We can reword that, but in revisiting with staff and reflecting back on what the work session said, we wanted to make whatever it is that the commission wants clear as to how something can be on the agenda. So give that some thought, and we can talk about it more in depth as well tonight if you'd like to, but I just wanted to bring that forward to you for your attention, and I think that's the direction that we had from you this summer. Active transportation plan, still waiting for some feedback. Had some feedback from the public, as you know. If you have more feedback from for us and you'd like any changes made, let us know. We'll bring that before you for consideration at a future meeting, either late this year or first thing next year. I have a work session set on the 25th for you in your consent calendar. I will ask that you set that. However, I think after talking with the staff today, it's unlikely we'll have a topic ready for that. That's right before Thanksgiving time as well, and so many of us will be busy getting ready for that. That's all I have, Mayor, for you this evening. I think Lisa will note that there was a change to your new business item 10, and she handed out a edited memo associated with that, and you'll talk about that when we get to that item. Thank you.
Any questions for the city manager? One thing I'd like to add, if you noticed, Amy and I are wearing a sticker. She has a cat and I have a dog. We just got done reading to kids at the library for South Dakota, I think, I don't remember, South Dakota Reading.
Story time, South
Very
Dakota
good.
Story Time Month.
We each read a book. Mine was about a dog acting as a cat, and hers was about a cat acting as a dog. So that's why we're wearing the stickers. Dana does some nice, and her staff do some nice programming at the library. All right, if there's nothing else for the city manager's report, we will move on to a couple proclamations we have. These are always fun. It's a nice thing that we get to do with as a city commission. The first proclamation is actually for World Kindness Day. And so I am going to read this proclamation, then I will have, I believe, our Amy Minor accept the proclamation. She is a very kind person. Whereas World Kindness Day, observed annually on November 13th, stands as a global reminder of the power of empathy, benevolence, and genuine connection among all people. And whereas kindness is a universal language that transcends borders, cultures, and differences, uniting humanity in its pursuit of a compassionate and harmonious world. And whereas acts of kindness, whether grand gestures or simple everyday actions, have the profound ability to uplift spirits, mend divisions, and foster an environment where everyone feels valued and respected. And whereas in the face of global challenges, from social inequities to environmental crises, acts of kindness serve as beacons of hope, showing that our collective humanity can rise above adversity through empathy and compassion. And whereas the practice of kindness enriches our communities, strengthens our social bonds, and paves the way for a more equitable and just society, ensuring that every individual can thrive and contribute positively. And whereas by dedicating this day to kindness, we acknowledge and celebrate the selfless contributions of individuals, organizations, and communities who tirelessly work towards making the world a better place for all. Now, therefore, let it be proclaimed that on this World Kindness Day 2024, we, the citizens of Yankton, South Dakota, commit ourselves to spreading kindness in every sphere of our lives, to building a world where acts of kindness are the norm, not the exception. Let this day be a reminder and an inspiration to carry forward the spirit of kindness today and every day. Signed this 12th day of November, 2024.
Let's all be kind.
Oh, Dave, you want to get a picture?
We need a picture with the kindness ambassador.
All right, we're good.
No?
Amy said no, she's not that kind today.
Okay.
The kind. That's not very nice.
Separate kind.
The second proclamation is one that it's been coming for, it seems like a couple months now. I tried to give this proclamation back when the fire department did their celebration and the wind was blowing so hard, nobody could really hear us at the park. And so we pushed it back. And so it's nice to see some of our firefighters here in attendance. So this is the celebrating the 150th anniversary of the Yankton Fire Department. And I'd like to read this proclamation finally. And then I believe Cole Blom's going to say a few words. So he didn't know that yet. I put you on the spot, Cole, sorry. Whereas the Yankton Volunteer Fire Department was established in 1874 and has since been a pillar of strength, courage, and dedication within our community, and whereas for 150 years, the brave men and women of Yankton Volunteer Fire Department have selflessly served the citizens of Yankton, responding to emergencies, protecting lives and property, and providing invaluable fire prevention education, and whereas the department's commitment to excellence and unwavering service has earned its distinction of being the oldest fire department in the state of South Dakota, and whereas the Yankton Volunteer Fire Department has continually adapted to the evolving needs of our community, incorporating advanced training, modern equipment, and innovative techniques to ensure the highest standards of safety and efficiency, and whereas the department's legacy is built upon the dedication of countless volunteers who have given their time, energy, and expertise to safeguard our community, embodying the true spirit of volunteerism and civic duty. And whereas the 150th anniversary of the Yankton Volunteer Fire Department is an opportunity to honor and celebrate the rich history, achievements, and contributions of the department and its members, past and present. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Mason Schramm, by virtue of the authority vested in me, do hereby proclaim September 21st, 2024 as Yankton Volunteer Fire Department Day. So Cole, if you want to step to the podium, I think it's on for you.
I'm not much for a whole lot of words, but thank you very much. I think the entire fire department is extremely proud to be part of this tradition and look forward to continuing this tradition going forward and trying to make our community a better place. Thank you.
And we do need a picture, so if we get maybe all the firefighters who are here, come on over to the screen.
Need a picture of someone.
Come on, you guys.
All right, now let's take the whole collective and just move you that way 1 foot. 1 foot? 2 foot. There you go.
Taking time out of your night to come.
Thank you. Thank you. You guys.
All right, moving on from our proclamations, we have public appearances. This is a time for anyone from the public who'd like to address the commission on something that is not on the agenda. Is there anyone in the public that would like to say anything? Have any questions for us? All right, seeing no movement, we'll move on to the consent agenda. As noted, we are likely taking the work session. Are we leaving it on for right now? Is that what you said?
Yes, Mayor, thank you. I'd like to leave it on in case, but talking with the departments this week, today at staff meeting, none of us felt like we had a topic that we could put meaningful time and work into to make that time valuable for you or the public.
All right, so we'll leave it on for now, but it likely will, we may not have a topic. There's just one item on the work session, on the consent item agenda. What is the pleasure of the commission? There are two items still on the consent item agenda. What is the pleasure of the commission?
Move the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor of approving the consent agenda say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Consent agenda passes. Moving on to old business, we have no old business on the agenda, so we'll move on to new business. Item number 1 under new business is consideration of memorandum 24-226, adopting resolution 24-55, approving the 2025 fiscal year budget and directing the city manager to administer the budget as required by state law. What is the pleasure of the commission?
So moved. Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion from the commission on this item? Anyone from the public? Roll call.
Benson.
Aye.
Brunick.
Aye.
Sarda.
Aye.
Hanoff.
Aye.
Minor.
Aye.
Mosier.
Aye.
Villanueva.
Aye.
Weber.
Aye.
Mayor Schramm.
Aye. Motion carries. Moving on to item 2, consideration of memorandum 24-227, adopting resolution 24-56, approving the routine equipment and vehicle replacement program schedule for the city of Yankton. What is the pleasure of the commission?
Move to adopt Resolution 2456.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion among the commission? Anyone from the public? Roll call.
Brunick.
Aye.
Sarda.
Aye.
Hanoff.
Aye.
Minor.
Aye.
Mosier.
Aye.
Villanueva.
Aye.
Weber.
Aye.
Benson.
Aye.
Mayor Schramm.
Aye, motion carries. Item 3, consideration of memorandum 24-228, recommending that the city commission approve and authorize the mayor to sign the addendum to collective bargaining agreements between the city of Yankton and the American Federation of State County Municipal Employees, AFL-CIO, and the Yankton Police Officers Association, Fraternal Order of Police, for sick leave payout upon separation and retirement effective January 1st, 2025. What is the pleasure of the commission?
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on this item?
Can just have a quick explanation of how this is going to change from the current policy?
Sure. I'll let Brittany Orr, since she's worked closely with our finance staff on this as well. And the other thing that we talked about today, and it's not explicitly stated, that in the future we'd like to come back and add that upon a death of a employee, that this would also be eligible as a benefit for their family, but we'll have her explain this as well. So if it's something that's passed, we would like to extend it to a family if we have someone pass away while they're in service with the city. So thanks,
So
Brittany.
Currently, the way that our sick leave payout is, anything over 960 hours, we pay out at 50% of the hourly wage, and that's it. So if you retire with 900 hours, nothing of that is paid out. And so what we're trying to do here, we looked cities across the state vary very much if they offer nothing, and some offer quite a bit as far as a sick leave payout. So we kind of developed a little bit of a hybrid. What we're doing is anything over 480 hours, up to that 960, we would pay out at 25%. The 960 and above would still be intact at the 50% payout. This is just an additional payout for any hours between 480 and 960.
Any additional questions for anyone? Okay, all right. We've got a motion and a second. Anyone, any further discussion? Not anyone from the public? Okay, roll call.
Sarda?
Aye.
Hanoff?
Aye.
Minor?
Aye.
Mosier?
Abstain. Affiliation through husband is a city employee.
Villanueva?
Aye.
Weber?
Aye.
Benson?
Aye.
Brunick?
Aye.
Mayor Schram?
Aye, motion carries. Moving forward to item 4, consideration of memorandum 24-229, recommending the approval of the lease agreement with the Yankton Area Center Board for the use of the center building located at 900 Whiting Drive. What is the pleasure of the commission?
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Anyone from the public? Roll call.
Hanoff?
Aye.
Minor?
Aye.
Mosier?
Aye.
Villanueva?
Aye.
Weber?
Aye.
Benson?
Aye.
Brunick?
Aye.
Sarda?
Aye.
Mayor Schram?
Aye, motion carries. Item number 5 is consideration of memorandum 24-230, an introducing the amendment of Chapter 2 of the City of Yankton Code of Ordinances and established November 25th as the second reading and public hearing. What is the pleasure of the commission?
Introduced.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 6, consideration memorandum 24-235, recommending that the City Commission approve change order number 1 and accept the completed Riverside Drive storm sewer project and authorize the finance officer to issue a manual check to Slowey Construction, Inc. in the amount of $79,296. What is the pleasure of the commission?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on this item? Anyone from the public? Roll call.
Minor?
Aye.
Mosier?
Aye.
Villanueva?
Aye.
Weber?
Aye.
Benson?
Aye.
Brunick?
Aye.
Sarda?
Aye.
Hanoff?
Aye.
Mayor Schram?
Aye, motion carries. Number 7, consideration of memorandum 24-232, recommending the awarding the crushing of salvaged concrete and asphalt contract for 2025 to Slowey Construction of Yankton at a unit price of $5.24 per ton. What is the pleasure of the commission?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Public, anyone from the public? Roll call.
Mosier?
Aye.
Villanueva?
Aye.
Weber?
Aye.
Benson?
Aye.
Brunick?
Aye.
Sarda?
Aye.
Hanoff?
Aye.
Minor?
Aye.
Mayor Schram?
Aye, motion carries. Number 8, consideration of memorandum 24-233, recommending the bid for 2 new steel transfer station walking floor trailers for $213,688 be awarded to Northern Truck and Equipment of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I think the last one order just arrived not that long ago.
That was going to be my question.
So they do take a long time, thus the lead time on those is, what's that? Okay, 1 week ago, we just got the last one we ordered. What is the pleasure of the commission?
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Just quick, so you said that a week ago, we got those. That then does catch us up, like we're not even another order behind that, right? I feel like for a while there, we waited for a long time.
So it was about a year ago, we ordered 2 trailers. One of them showed up a little over a week ago, and we're still waiting on one. Yes.
Thank
Hopefully
you.
I think these have a little quicker delivery date, but I won't promise anything.
Do we have an estimate on when we expect the other trailer?
It should be soon, yeah.
Okay.
And we had a fire in one of those trailers. It was a couple months ago, I think.
Correct.
How badly was it damaged, or?
So there was 2 of them that were damaged. Both of them they were repairable.
Good.
It was basically, the heat damage stayed towards the top of the trailer, so it was tarp replacement and whatnot. So both of those are still usable.
Okay.
Being used.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adam. We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion from the commission? Anyone from the public? Roll call.
Villanueva.
Aye.
Weber.
Aye.
Benson.
Aye.
Brunick.
Aye.
Sarda.
Aye.
Hanoff.
Aye.
Minor.
Aye.
Mosier.
Aye.
Mayor Schram.
Aye, motion carries. Item 9, consideration of memorandum 24-234 regarding the request for a special on-sale liquor license for one day, December 6th, 2024, from Mojo's. The event will take place at Meridian Venue, 101 East 3rd Street in Yankton. What is the pleasure of the commission?
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Anyone from the public? Roll call.
Weber.
Aye.
Benson.
Aye.
Brunick.
Aye.
Sarda.
Aye.
Hanoff.
Aye.
Minor.
Aye.
Mosier.
Aye.
Villanueva.
Aye.
Mayor Schram.
Aye, motion carries. Item 10 is consideration memorandum 24-236, which is recommending that the city commission approve change order number 1 and accept the completed construction project along 21st Street and authorize the finance officer to issue a manual check in the amount, and this amount has changed. It is no longer $27,580.92. It is $15,651.72. Before I ask for the pledge of the commission, Lisa, do you want to just state why the change in the agenda?
While we were doing our reconciliation, it turned out the first payment to Masonry Components, we overpaid them. We paid a bit of the retainage. So this project is not increasing or decreasing in cost. It's just, we're just evening out the payments.
Thank you. That being said, what is the pleasure of the commission?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Anyone from the public? Roll call.
Benson.
Aye.
Brunick.
Aye.
Sarda.
Aye.
Hanoff.
Aye.
Minor.
Aye.
Mosier.
Aye.
Villanueva.
Aye.
Weber.
Aye.
Mayor Schram.
Aye, motion carries. Number 11 is consideration of memorandum 24-237, recommending the approval of a purchase of a new E35 25 HP R2 Bobcat compact excavator in the amount of $61,486.99 for the Parks Department from Titan Machinery based on the Sourcewell contract. Before I ask for the pleasure of the commission, I'll have city manager discuss this item since it's not a budgeted item.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor, members of the commission, public. This is not something that's budgeted. So as many of you know, I've been taking a few new responsibilities on for a while in the Parks Department. One of the things that I had the experience of doing was actually going to the cemetery and digging a grave. And I'm not a good operator skid steer operator. We can all say that. Other departments already know that. But it felt more difficult than it should have. And I have heard from both parks folks that work in the cemetery as well as those work along the creek that that really isn't necessarily the best tool to be using. And I don't deal with equipment much. I can hardly get the copier to work, so I really needed to understand why. So it was explained to me very thoughtfully, which I think is something everyone can understand. Digging a grave the way we currently do it, especially in dry conditions, is like scooping fresh ice cream out of the freezer with a plastic spoon. You can do it, and you'll get that ice cream no matter what. But why not buy an ice cream scoop or maybe a heated ice cream scoop that can get it out there, get it done quickly. Marne Creek has a lot of areas where there's large stones, there's things that can be removed manually or can be removed with larger equipment, but it's not easy. And in fact, you may see other requests coming before you for different equipment. So just having that experience and having had the year we had with capital in the Parks Department, I'm bringing this forward for you for consideration. So another analogy that I asked Chris Bornitz, who heads up our spaces and places, said, you know, it's like using a pair of pliers to pull a screw out of a wall. You can do that, but you should probably use a screwdriver if you want to make it really nice. And so we intend, I went to Lisa and I said, can you find us some money between what hasn't been spent in Marne Creek and Parks Capital? It is something you can afford, that you can afford to purchase. It would, I think, greatly improve the efficiency and also probably is good future planning in the sense that Chris is really, for example, very slick at doing the job he has to do at the cemetery because he's done it for like 27 years. But as we have new staff, I think it's important that we're giving everybody the best tools that we can to do the best work they can. So that's my ask of you, and I'm happy to ask any questions. And we have an audience member who has some experience. He might have a comment, but it's not planted, so.
I do have a question if I can. Don't we have, and I'm trying to recall in my memory, I should never do that. Don't we have a cemetery fund with money sitting in it that could be used for equipment at the cemetery? Am I remembering that wrong? Or what is that funding source?
We have a perpetual care fund at the cemetery, and that's what I wanted to use because it was easier. But in reading the language, Lisa told me, no, that's for care of the actual cemetery. It would be more of a capital. It would not be for specifically for use of, for equipment, or, if we were going to do a mausoleum or something like that, unless you change the language of that perpetual care fund. So.
Couldn't an argument be made that digging effective holes and doing it in a
it could be
orderly fashion is taking care of
it could
what
be
we
made
have?
by a commissioner effectively, not by a city manager. So if that's how you guys want to foresee that, that's okay. What we're saying is we feel comfortable in the Parks Department that capital is available if you should so want to make this purchase. We're not asking to get rid of the skid steer either, because they use that as well, and that's an important piece of equipment. But having this excavator, it's got a extendable arm, it can lift higher, more effective, and it's difficult to lift up the skid steer bucket if you've ever operated one and get all the dirt into the truck. We're using plywood to shore up the graves. We're trying to avoid hitting people's gravestones. If you're out on the edge of the cemetery and you're the only one around, the skid steer is probably okay. But over time, it's gotten populated. I mean, that's life, right? I mean, it's gotten populated. It's difficult to maneuver between. And I just feel like, I was glad I had that experience, because I feel like, well, I understand now how that could really be a helpful and useful tool for them, so.
Roughly how much is in the perpetual care fund?
I thought we said about 150, 154. So if you all see it that way, that's up to you. We're just telling you, if you want to spend it out of capital, we feel comfortable in Parks Capital this year based on other projects that have come in lower, other projects that we have not done. And this would be a split right now. We have it, pay for it however you'd like, but split between Martin Creek and the cemetery, because we think both divisions would use that piece of equipment.
And that was my question, is will this be used in other places than the cemetery?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
But we could do a split. We could do a split with the perpetual care, and
You can split it up how,
that to me makes sense.
How-
Because it is split between the two, but it does seem like something that is care for the cemetery. It seems to fit within perpetual care, in my mind.
Did you want
I
to?
agree with that.
Go ahead. We're going to get some wisdom.
So I can tell you that in my 30 years, I did help Chris dig a lot of graves. I do know that at one time, Chris actually dug for the Catholic cemetery, and he had a piece of equipment like this. So I also got to help him dig some graves in the Catholic cemetery. And it's so much easier with the mini excavator because you don't tear the grass near as much. There's a lot of times when you dig a grave that if you have a headstone in the way, that with a skid steer, you actually have to try to break that headstone loose and move it to get the grave dug. So you run the risk a lot of times about damaging headstones. And, when you're dealing with somebody's grave, I mean, you have to be so careful because that's the last thing you want to do. And the mini excavator would help out. I seen it in Martin Creek also, big time. Just the ease of being able to use that, it's just going to be so much handier than a skid steer is. Granted, you still have to have the skid steer for snow removal and everything else, and you still can use it for digging graves, but the ground is so hard up there, and you did dig the grave, and sometimes it's just almost impossible to do, and you'd have so much better chance with a mini excavator. It'd be so much helpful. So that's what I've seen in my years being there.
So you're saying the city manager is right. Let's get that on record. Let's get that on the record.
Well, that one time you dug, I'm not sure if we can base that off that or not, but yes, you are right. Thank you.
Lisa?
I've recently dug a little bit into the cemetery perpetual care fund. There is city ordinance. There also are some state statutes that are pertaining to that care fund. Al did come in one day and I picked his brain a little bit, and when I said cemetery perpetual care fund, he said, don't touch it. So that would be, as far as, that was his recommendation when I talked to him about it. My concern with the perpetual care fund is that 100% used for the cemetery? I'm not quite sure if that's something that's going to be an issue with that.
We could always provide you with the language and the statutes, and you guys could evaluate that. If you want to make a change in payment before the end of the year, if you were inclined to purchase it, you could still do that. I don't have the language in front of me.
I do.
Oh, Ross does.
Yeah. Okay, so we're hamstrung a little bit by our own ordinance right now, which talks about, and the purchase of spaces goes into that, and it says the city manager shall invest the principal of said perpetual care fund in accordance with city commission investment policies and relevant state statutes. The interest received from said investments shall be used for the care and maintenance of the Yankton Municipal Cemetery and shall be credited to the Cemetery Maintenance Fund. The principal of the Perpetual Care Fund shall be maintained in accordance with relevant state statutes. So because we have this framework, I think without changing our own rules here, we should be looking at it like an endowment. And that means we're limited to the interest. And I think for that reason, interest doesn't buy us all that much and probably is not the right bucket we should be drawing from. Hope that helps.
Thank you, Ross. I'm glad you had that all memorized. All right. We do not have a motion and a second currently on this item. Would someone from the commission be happy to make a motion?
I would move the memorandum.
Second.
So we have a motion and a second to move the memorandum as written. Any discussion among that?
I think just, as always, thank you for finding better ways of doing things and making us more efficient and taking care of the public. So thank you, and hopefully you don't have to do any more work like that.
If you would have seen me do that, you would have bought it already.
Did I also understand that the mini excavator is enclosed?
Yes, so right now, and this was October that I did this, and it wasn't even cold yet, and it was cold when you're utilizing the, handle or whatever, the controls. You do need some finer motor skills that I was surprised that you needed. So you can't really wear thick, heavy gloves. It's cold. It's hard to do, especially if you're not used to it. But this would be an enclosed cab, so there's heat, there's cooling. We weren't trying to get all the bells and whistles, but there's just a certain package you get when you get the enclosed cab. And so, this is a nice machine. I think it'll be comfortable for our park shop and for people that need to use it. But, people die all year long, and so you get these really cold days. It's hard to sit out there in the open air, out on the hill in the wind.
Any other discussion items from the commission? Anyone from the public? Roll call.
Brunick?
Aye.
Sarda?
Aye.
Hanoff?
Aye.
Minor?
Aye.
Mosier?
Aye.
Villanueva?
Aye.
Weber?
Aye.
Benson?
Aye.
Mayor Schramm?
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
All All right, moving on to item number 12, it's consideration of memorandum 24-238 recommending that the city commission accept the active transportation plan amended change order number 1 and authorize the finance officer to issue a manual check to Masonry Components, Inc. in the amount of $99,999.99. What is the pleasure of the commission?
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on this item? Anyone from the public? Roll call.
Sarda?
Aye.
Hanoff?
Aye.
Minor?
Aye.
Mosher?
Aye.
Villanueva?
Aye.
Weber?
Aye.
Benson?
Aye.
Mayor Schram?
Aye, motion carries. Number 13 is consideration of memorandum 24-239 regarding resolution 24-57, an addendum or an extension to the previously approved option to purchase Lot 3, except the plus or minus 2.39 acres drainage easement in Block 1 of Meads addition to the city of Yankton. What is the pleasure of the commission?
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion, a second. My understanding of this is just the extension of the option. Dave, why don't you go to the mic, please? Imagine we'll have a question or two for you. Could you go through the process here for us and for the public?
Sure. Last year, the City Commission approved an option to purchase by Corner Kick LLC, the land, which was known as Lot 3 of Meads Addition. That's all of the area in approximately the north half of the tract between 31st Street and 33rd Street, except for the quarter of that north half that serves as stormwater management. There was a phased plan presented to you by Corner Kick at that time, and as the market does sometimes, it didn't follow in accordance with plans, and actually Phase 3 ended up being the part of the parcel that was of most interest to the private sector. So a few months ago, you approved a transfer of the southwest quarter of that Lot 3 for development, and Meridian Eye Care is in the process of constructing a project there right now. So this leaves approximately the north half of what was originally Lot 3 included in the option, and the Corner Kick is simply requesting an 18-month extension. You know, they've shown performance, and that extension on that option also still means that the property is for sale. So it doesn't take the property off the market. What happens with these private market deals is any national chain or any business that has national interests, they're looking for property that's already under contract before they can really begin serious discussions with local developers, and by having Corner Kick have this property under contract, it helps them market it.
One little thing I'd like to throw out there too, another way to think about it is the extensions, all we're doing is sort of flip-flopping the order. So, because each phase was projected to have a different time frame associated, so we sort of substituted Phase 1 and Phase 3.
And this was just an extension, so there's no, I mean, the same rules apply. If another offer comes in from a different, it could be force the option or be sold to somebody else. Okay. We have a motion and a second on this item. Any other discussion from the commission? Anyone from the public? Roll call.
Hanoff?
Aye.
Minor?
Aye.
Mosher?
Aye.
Villanueva?
Aye.
Weber?
Aye.
Benson?
Aye.
Brunick?
Aye.
Sarda?
Aye.
Mayor Schram?
Aye, motion carries. Item 14 is consideration of memorandum 24-240 recommending approval of the peddler's license from Renuity Operations LLC, doing business as Mad City Windows and Baths, for 3 individuals to go house to house offering free estimates of home remodeling projects for the period of November 13th through November 20th. What is the pleasure of the commission?
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
I do have a couple questions on this. As we walk through the process, always being leery of community security and people going door to door, 3 applicants in the packet. It says only 2. are asked to be approved. So I just want to clarify, one, how the motion is written, asking for permission for 3, but really only recommending 2 be approved for that. Is that still okay with what's written here? And then part B of my question is, while protecting the rights of others, how do we, I know at one point we talked about having like copies of people's pictures or something on the website. Like, how do we know we say this tonight and these 2 are the only ones that show up? Is there a way, are we still alerting the public to, if there are knocks on these doors, these are the 2 individuals that have been approved? So if the 3rd one does come into our community, where does that sit with the police department and the rights for individuals on this?
That's a great question, Commissioner Mosier. We actually did change the memorandum after that did not get on the agenda, but the memorandum recommendation is the City Commission approve the applications from Dakota Hubbard and Mariah Krusk for a peddler's license on behalf of Renewity Operations LLC, doing business as Mad City Windows and Baths, to go house to house offering free estimates of home remodeling projects for the period of November 13th to November 20th, 2024. The peddler's license application from Jennifer Hone is recommended to be denied. The reason that 3rd application came back as a denial is because we did do background checks with the police department, and Jennifer's application was recommended to be denied due to failure to disclose history in her application with numerous undisclosed criminal convictions. So that is something that we kind of talked internally. I know Ross and I conferred as well. And if this is approved tonight for the 2 recommended applications, we do have a social media post going out tomorrow with the 2. We did take a picture because we did get their driver's licenses from them.
Commissioner Weber? Nothing, that answer your question? Okay. Thank you, Lisa, for the explanation and the work on this.
These don't happen very often, so we can add something to our website too if the commission would like that as well.
And then I guess just a follow-up question on that. Just for public knowledge, I guess to my knowledge, if they knock on my door, obviously I see the 2 pictures. If it's somebody that's not in that, do the citizens call the city? Do they call the police department? Like, what is proper protocol on that? I'm just curious because I'm just being concerned for safety too.
You can certainly call the city, but we refer them to call the non-emergency number of YPD. And even if it is the individuals that are in the picture and you don't want them there and you ask them to leave and they don't leave, then that's the same call.
Yes.
Sam will ask them, Sam will come and have them leave.
So we have a motion and a second, and I stated 3 when I read this, but the actual item says 2, right?
Correct.
So the motion and second is for the approval of 2 licenses and a denial of the 3rd. Do we need to have an adjustment to that, or is that okay?
As long as the motion and second acknowledge that's okay. Who seconded
Did I
it?
motion that?
I second it, and I acknowledge it.
Okay, all right, so we're all under agreement under that. Any further discussion? Anyone from the public?
Make it clear which ones are getting approved.
Just to be clear, and I don't have the names in front of me here. Okay, Dakota Hubbard and Mariah Krusk are being approved, and Jennifer Hahn would be denied. Okay. Roll call, please.
Minor?
Aye.
Mosier?
Aye.
Villanueva?
Aye.
Weber?
Aye.
Benson?
Aye.
Brunick?
Aye.
Sarda?
Aye.
Hanoff?
Aye.
Mayor Schramm?
Aye, motion's approved. That concludes our new business section of the agenda. Moving on to other business. Is there any other business from the commission? Okay, seeing none. I would ask for a motion to adjourn into executive session to discuss contractual and personnel matters.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. just forgot. All those in favor of adjourning and moving into executive session, say aye. All opposed, same sign. We are adjourned. Thank you all for coming. Have a good night.